Alright, what is up? This is SLOplays, and I am back at it again with another Dragon Ball Sparking Zero video. This one is a bit of a weird one. These leaks that are going around that you're probably seeing on Reddit and stuff and just online, primarily coming from Twitter here, they are likely fake. I can't say 100% what's real or what's fake these days. I really don't know, but going based off of what is shown from this post by Shinai, which shoutouts to them, I don't think this person was trying to spread any misinformation. They probably don't know, or some of these people don't even know that this leak is not an actual thing. Like this is I don't know if it was fabricated or actually supposed to be meant to be fake, or if they got this information from someone else. Like, you know, information changes as it gets passed on to other people. So I don't know where this initially came from 100%, but this is something that we've seen in the, you know, community since launch, right? This is a leak that you know, I went over and I thought it was real too. And to this day, I still thought it was a real thing until now, whenever it's allegedly been debunked by somebody who is in the modding community who goes through the files and stuff, and I can show you proof of why this is the case, right? So let's go over these leaks real quick, because what I do want to say is the characters that are being shown here and what's in this data mine thing that happened, right? And keep in mind, again, this data mine this isn't a new data mine from a new recent update. This is the same data mine from like a month or two after the game released, and people went through the files and everything and they saw all this stuff, right? Allegedly. But yeah, some of these characters that are shown on here, they could actually make it in the game in the future. I'm not saying at all that these characters are 100% not happening, but I'm saying don't get your hopes up, because who knows, they might never even happen, right? We know what characters are coming. Everything that was shown in the trailer for those, like, I think it was like 9 new characters that they showed, that's actually what's happening, right? So they say here, which I don't like the wording that they used here, but they said 7 characters that have been confirmed for the next wave of DLC so far. That is untrue. That is not true at all. There are no characters confirmed beyond what was shown at that trailer. Okay, in that trailer for the teaser for the new DLC that's coming in summer of 2025, that is all we know confirmed, right? That none of this that is shown is confirmed. So they have an image that they made, which, hey, respect, and I appreciate that, you know, they went through the effort of making this. Again, they probably thought that this was real, but it's not, okay? So, hidden roster data mine internal files may suggest nearly every BT3 character was possibly planned. And right here, they do say stuff like, may suggest, right? But I don't know why they said confirmed up there, because that's not true. But the characters that they're showing is Chi-Chi, Vados, General Blue, Yamu, Nova Shenron, and then Supreme Kai, as well as Kibito Kai, right? So these characters would make sense, right? We're getting Champa. Champa's going to be in, right? So wouldn't it make sense to have Vados? There's a lot of new OG Dragon Ball characters that are being added. So yeah, Chi-Chi, General Blue. Yamu is in an ultimate attack with Spopovich. His model is there and everything, so I mean, I guess there is an actual ID for that. And then Nova Shenron and stuff like this. Some of these characters were in the previous games, right? Obviously, like, you know, Supreme Kai and stuff. Which is crazy, because Supreme Kai was never confirmed. We don't know, which Supreme Kai is kind of an important character. So it's just very interesting that we're not even getting him yet confirmed, okay? But another interesting thing is that they're showing that this is DLC 4, right? That's the upcoming DLC. So that's even more... I don't want to say confirmation, but that's more, you know, support on the fact that this is not likely a thing, right? This is not happening. So where does this come from? Why it might matter for the new DLC coming summer 2026. The table shows characters that were planned, and interestingly, several of them are now confirmed DLC. That's just pure coincidence, right? The question is, do the remaining names point? So, okay, do you remember this chart? Do you remember this chart that we went over? Okay, I'm going to bring up my video right here. This is the same chart, right? We posted this. How long ago was this shit? Bro, this was like the day after the game release. Like dude, or it might have been, yeah, it might have been a few days after the game release. Like fully, when the game fully released, there was a data mine, this alleged data mine by, I think it was Mondo Mondo Mega, and it was posted on Blue Sky. Again, I thought that this was actually a legit thing. I believed it, right? A lot of us believe this. And again, I'll go over why this is likely not the case, but it's the same type of, thing that they had going on. Okay, there's a bunch of characters listed on here, like Supreme Kai, Pikkon, Grandpa Gohan, Nam, Android 8, Chi-Chi, Demon King Piccolo. Like, there are characters on this list that actually are going to be DLC. And again, that's just pure coincidence because all these characters that are DLC are all characters that were in the previous game, Tenkaichi 3, right? Could they be holding back these assets to polish them up for a massive DLC expansion later? If it's the logic of building a foundation first and expanding, if Great Saiyaman 2 or Super 17 are already internally mapped out under existing characters, is it only a matter of time, right? Again, I don't think that this person was trying to spread misinformation at all. They probably thought that this was like a legit thing, and they're just going based off of that. Yeah, I can understand, right? I can understand. For a long time, I thought that this stuff was real. So when it comes down to how I was made aware of this whole situation, right? From Kuriyami Saidai. This is somebody who is in the modding community. I've talked to them on not a regular basis, but I would say I'm an acquaintance with them. So they tweeted this at me and was saying like, oh, like there's stuff going around online, so don't believe it. Okay, these are being spread, and since launch, you can compare the fake leaks to the game's actual ID list and see for yourself the IDs of existing characters and NPCs don't match up. Okay, so again, like I wasn't even aware of any of this shit, right? I've been focusing on other things, trying to do content on other stuff, and I've just been really busy, so I didn't know what this was until this was tweeted at me. So I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I didn't even know that the context of the game was. I was like, are we talking about Bleach, Rebirth of Souls? Are we talking about My Hero Academia? Like, what is this? People posting leaks about the upcoming characters as well as Bulma, Chi-Chi, King Vegeta, etc. from that leak that came out around the game's launch, which does support this right here. This was the same leak that we went over. This was proven to be fake. The IDs of existing NPCs are wrong on this list, and we know for a fact DLC character IDs are after 3,000, okay? So this is that same leak from Mondo Mega. Again, I can't say for certain if Mondo Mega was trying to spread a lie. I don't know, and I'm going to always try to believe that that's not the case. Maybe they got this information from someone else, and things happen. Like, information changes as it goes around and gets passed on to other people, right? I was like, yeah, that's an old thing. Like, what the fuck? So I go through and I compared it to myself. They sent me a link somewhere. Where was it? Yeah, here it is. The Sparking Zero ID list. This is the link to the DLC list we use in the modding community. All the NPC characters on that fake list don't have the same IDs as the real list. You can even use F-Model to look at the game files or whatever and check for yourself. Check the IDs. Okay, so yeah, I don't have any of that. I can't look at the F-Model or anything, but I'm going to believe that this is the actual list that they use because this person is a modder and they need this list in order to get certain assets and things, right? That's what modders allegedly have been using, right? Which I believe that. So if we go through here, there are some things that do actually match up. Let's go to the top here. We have Goku, which is 00, ID 00, and ID 000 or whatever, 10. And like all these are listed. These are all the different Gokus, and they're all listed with a different ID. You have 10, 11, 20, 21, 22. So some of these do match up right here. You can see Goku for IDs 0 and 10. Yeah, 0 and 10. The early and the mid version of Goku, right? We scroll down here to Vegeta. Let's see, does that match up here? Vegeta, the very first Vegeta, ID 20_00, okay? Not exactly the same. This is 0020. Actually, no, that is the same. My bad. Okay, yeah. The way that this is kind of laid out is a little bit weird, right? So it's already looking kind of odd here. Okay, let's do some of the last characters here. Let's do Ribrianne. 1321. Okay, Ribrianne, I think I saw somewhere up here. Let me go here. Okay, 1320. So not an exact matchup. Kakunza is 1331. This one is 1330. And then Rosie is 1340 on here. And this one's 1341. Okay. These are the IDs for all the different characters. Like Lavender, Basil. Let's check that. 7. Oh, see, look at this. This is interesting. Oh, wow. Okay. Lavender and Basil are listed at 7,000. These are the NPCs. NPCs are listed at 7,000. This list doesn't even get to that point. It just goes from 1,500. These are like in between. So Lavender and Basil are listed at 1,200 and 1,210. So yeah, that's completely, that's wrong. I mean, at least from this list here. Yeah, that's completely different. If we go through, like, some characters do line up, like some characters in the base roster, but it's like when we get to the NPCs and the actual DLC, none of that is lining up on here. So I can see why this is likely not legit, okay? And again, even if it was legit, let's just say it was real, this is all like, you know, these are all actual files, you know, current data mines and everything, et cetera, I still wouldn't, you know, keep hope that these are actually going to happen, right? And again, who knows? Maybe some of these characters will happen eventually, like King Vegeta, Vados, and what is it, Nova Shenron, like, and even like Supreme Kai and Kibito Kai and stuff like those really do feel like characters that have a very good chance because they were in the previous games, right? Especially stuff like Nova Shenron. I'm surprised Nova Shenron didn't even make it in this specific upcoming DLC. Which, who knows? They might show more stuff via Battle Hour. They could, but I wouldn't, you know, hold on to hope on all this. I think more than anything, we should just look at this. What is being shown here is all just speculation, right? Over anything, speculation is a great thing to have, and it's a great word to use because you're not confirming anything. You're just saying, hey, these are characters that I think could be coming based off of this, you know, and there is some truth to this, right? There are characters like King Vegeta and like Vados or whatever, which that makes sense because the most recent DLC are showing characters that were from the previous games and characters that would make sense to have, right? If you're gonna have Champa, why not have Vados? If you're gonna have Super Saiyan Bardock included, why not throw in King Vegeta? If you're gonna have all these OG Dragon Ball characters like Grandpa Gohan and stuff, why not throw in Chi-Chi or even General Blue, for example, right? Like, those are all characters that I can definitely see in the future, but who knows when we're ever going to see them, right? We might not see them for another year, 2 years, 3 years, depending on if Sparking Zero is going to keep supporting and, you know, making content for the game. We'll definitely see, but for now, I wouldn't hold on to hope for any of this, right? If you see this, you know, getting, you know, thrown around and everything through the community or whatever, just be like, hey, you know, that sounds like cool stuff that might actually happen in the game. But again, none of this is, there's no confirmation. There's no confirmation at all, right? But shout outs to Shinai for at least, you know, putting out some stuff here, for giving some people hope, I guess, for certain characters. But yeah, we don't want to use the word confirmed on any of this just in case, because then people are going to run with it and be like, oh yeah, they're coming. Hey dude, did you hear? The data mine showed that Vados and Chi-Chi are finally coming to the game. They're going to be coming within like the next year or two or whatever. And it's like, whoa. You know what I mean? But yeah, y'all have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Shout outs again to my boy Kuriyami Side-Eye, if I keep messing that up, so I apologize. Or you call them Silversteam. I'll link them down below or whatever. Again, they are a part of the modding community, and they utilize this ID stuff, okay? So from what we saw from the NPCs specifically that are not lining up, right? That's the main tell of why we can't use Mondo Mega's data mine thing, if that's even a data mine. Maybe there's just like files that they just brought up. I don't know, bro. I don't know. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
This is Broly, and you are watching SLOplays. Make sure to subscribe, or else I'll destroy your entire planet.